Hi, this is Nancy from Healing Gardens, and welcome to our Angel Tarot card reading for Monday, February 21st to Sunday, March 6th. Coming up on March, spring is right around the corner. It is a beautiful sunny day, which is why I'm facing this way because the sun is that way. Okay, but it is so nice to see it, even though it's been very, very cold. I'm supposed to warm up, so that is a fantastic thing. So anyway, I was thinking about what cards to use for this week, and guess what? I came up with nothing. So I have a whole bunch. Oh, there's Puppy. Puppy's walking around, and Boo is right with us too, so maybe she'll help. It has been a very, very heavy energy with the full moon and what have you. A lot going on. I feel like there's last reading or so has been like super, super heavy. So I'm hoping that we're kind of coming out of that just a little bit into a lighter kind of energy. We are smack in the middle of Pisces. So Pisces is a very dreamy kind of, I don't want to say flighty, but, a dreamy kind of time. I know, because I'm Pisces and I am out there, clearly. So anyway, let's start off the week with some magical fairies. Let's start out with something a little lighter this week, okay? So we have our magical messages from fairies, and they do not want to stand up. You see? It's in the way now. You don't need to see it. It's fine. Trust me, they're fairies, okay? All right. So we will do a card for Monday and Tuesday. Maybe we'll do a card for Monday and then a card for Tuesday, okay? Why get it all together, right? Especially being that we're thinking about using so many cards. I have I have about 15 decks side of me. So I'm like, I just can't pick. Did I mention flighty? All right, my apologies. So again, if you know me, you should have expected this. Should have expected this. So anyway, all right, okay, there we go. We have two, one for Monday, one for Tuesday. So let's see, Monday, summer. Everything that you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hoping it's not backwards. I don't know. I can never tell until I do it. I have another camera, so sometimes it's backwards, sometimes it's not. My apologies. If it's backwards, it says summer, just so you know. Okay? So, summer. It says everything that you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. Okay, so this could have several meanings, okay? And because we're doing readings for more than one person at this time, I want you to pick which one that resonates with you, because obviously there's going to be things that you pick up that others will not, and vice versa. Like I said, I listened to Tarot with Tilly for years, and she does it daily every day. And I'll be getting ready for work, I'll be brushing my teeth and running around and making coffee and all sorts of stuff while I listen to her. But there's always bits and pieces that I pick out that I feel like are for me. You know what I mean? And then the things that aren't for me, I just don't pay attention to. I ignore them completely because, sometimes that's the way it goes. And honestly, sometimes YouTube will just pick one for me, and it'll be a completely different date, and I'll be like, oh, why am I listening to December 1st when it's February? Probably because there was a message during that reading for me. So anyway, summer, let's get to it. This could actually be that something that you're working on is going to come to fruition in the summer. We had talked about, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but we got the pregnancy card, kind of like things in the gestational period, doesn't have to be specifically, an actual pregnancy. It could be a project that you're working on, something that you are in the works of getting done, and maybe you're frustrated that things aren't moving as fast as you like, and you don't see an end in sight. So let's say, maybe by summer things are going to really start turning around and really looking like, woof, we're getting this done. Okay. Summer isn't really that far off. You know what I mean? Sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, like when you're a kid and you're waiting for summer vacation, it's like, oh my gosh, you're counting the days. It's like, okay, it's this many days, this many days, this many days. It didn't help when teachers would have calendars of it, because they're counting it down too. But anyway, summer, when you're an adult, time flies, sadly, or not. I don't know. But anyway, summer is right around the corner, as we can tell with the beautiful sunny weather. All right, so that's a good thing. It could also have a different kind of meaning, like summer is kind of that lighthearted kind of feeling. You know what I mean? Like again, if you think back to when you were a kid, summer was the time that, you didn't have to get up early. You didn't have to, go to school and work and work and work and work. And it was time that you can play with your friends and you can, do all sorts of fun things. And I'm very, very blessed that I had a life that I could do those things. I'm very, very fortunate. And I know a lot of people were not. So maybe you don't have these kind of feelings. But because I'm the one reading, these are the things that are coming to my mind. So I'm thinking it's like a lighthearted energy. It might be just a reminder that, maybe you need to lighten up. Maybe you need to play a little bit, okay? Do something that's fun. Do something that isn't necessarily work, or not that work isn't important. And work may be your play for you. Maybe you love your work, and that's great. But there is a time and place for play. That could be playing board games with your family, friends, playing cards. It could be those games on your phone that kind of take over your life. Not that has happened to anyone I know. That's me a little bit, but only a little bit. So anyway, but again, often, we're so wrapped up in how much we need to get done that we're not really thinking about, the fact that we are working so hard, we get stressed out and maybe we're not at our peak performance, okay? Maybe you just need to stop and rest and take your mind off it. Sometimes just taking your mind off it for a little bit, you'll come back to it with a fresh perspective and maybe you'll see an answer that you did not see in the past, okay? So, Monday, summer, okay? Tuesday we have dietary change. All right, improve your diet and your life will also improve. Looks like they're having a little tea party. With cakes. There are cupcakes in that picture. So the dietary change says to have cupcakes. That is what I'm looking for. I would like tea and cupcakes, please. I'm guessing that's probably not what they're saying. Okay, but dietary changes. All right. Yes, I know that we need to eat better, and we all know that we need to eat better. We need to make sure we're getting enough vegetables, enough fruits, but not so much sugar. A lot of fruits have sugar, a lot of juices have sugars. So obviously, I've been listening to a new podcast. I like to listen to podcasts on my way to work, just because you can only listen to the same songs over and over again. And I'm listening to one now, and they're talking about nutrition and different things like that. And they're saying about, how overly refined processed foods have all these different chemicals and stuff in them that really stimulate your appetite and make you want to eat more, and therefore you eat more, and they make you want to eat sugary foods and more of that kind of foods. And because you are filling up with that stuff, there's a chemical in those that kind of turns off the area in your brain. I wish I had paid closer attention. I was doing other things. I was listening to it yesterday, actually, while I was off. But again, I was cleaning the house. So there's a place in your brain, it's not coming to me, that controls your appetite, okay? And when you eat certain, like if you eat a lot of vegetables and stuff, or like healthy meats and things, you will feel full, okay? You'll eat a decent portion and you'll feel full, and that's it. And then you move on with your life. But then, the difference is you can get a big bag of cookies or chips or whatever, and you can eat the entire bag and still want more and wash it down with a soda. What's that about? It is because there is a chemical in it that shuts off that area of your brain, whether that is by design or just a side effect. We're not going to get into, because that's I'm not going to do the whole conspiracy theory thing, but obviously somebody's making money on it, so do with that as you will. So anyway, so if you're wondering why it's like, okay, I just have to keep eating and eating and eating. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's designed to do that. So anyway, so make some healthier changes for yourself. I was of the idea that I would add or take things away. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, I'm going to start having water. I'm just going to start having a glass of water every day, and then I'm going to add up to that. You know what I mean? And that didn't work for me. All right. Slow change doesn't work for me. It does work for some people, but for me, no, I just need to do it or don't do it. because there's no middle ground for me. And like I said, when you have those sugars and those refined carbohydrates and nonsense and stuff like that, they have triggers in them that are going to make you feel still hungry. So you can't have a little bit. You know what I mean? Anyway, that went off on a tangent. So dietary change, make some healthy choices. All right. So that is Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, I did get out the Archangel Michael cards. Like I said, we had been having a very heavy energy before. I feel like we're kind of just getting over that. Certainly, I know my family and a lot of people I know are going through a lot. So to say that this is a lighthearted week would be a gross exaggeration. So let's pay attention to the fact that, sometimes we need the strength of Archangel Michael to help us on our journey, and that is okay. That is okay. So yes, it's fine to want to play and have fun and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we do have things that we need to address. All right. So Archangel Michael is like the dad. You know what I mean? He's like, I got you. You know what I mean? So anyway, he's going to be our protector. So I did get 2 cards. All right. So we did Monday, Tuesday. We're doing Wednesday, Thursday right now. All right. So, and I'm going to put them together Wednesday and Thursday. It says, let go of fear now. Okay. So there's something that you are afraid of doing, or you just have been putting it off, or, sometimes we think of things and we just dread doing them so much that, we build it up in our head and it's like, oh, this is so bad and I just don't want to do it. And, the longer it goes on in your head, the worse you feel about it. And then it's just, you keep putting it off longer until finally you do it, because there's no other option. You know what I mean? You just can't put it off any longer. You absolutely positively have to face it, and you do it. And it's like, oh, that wasn't bad. So yeah, sometimes it's easier just to face your fears and move on. That is not saying that if there's something, dangerous or not safe, you should not dive headlong into it. Definitely use your own judgment as to how you should move forward. The prayer on here says, Archangel Michael, please help me feel safe and deserving of your guidance. Thank you for clearing me of heavy, toxic, or ego-based thoughts or feelings. Okay, so if you're searching for guidance, if you're searching for protection, you can ask Archangel Michael to come and intercede for you or to walk with you on your path. Okay, so let go of fear. And the other one is decide to be happy now. All right, I like that. The prayer on here is, thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I am now willing to see all the goodness in my life. And there's a picture. Okay, be open to happiness now. All right. That is so hard, right? Honestly, for some people, it's harder than others. I am blessed that I don't know. And like I said, I've suffered from depression and other mental health things. So I have my bad days as well as my good days. But fortunately, when I'm in a regulated state, I am able to choose to be happy often. And it's taken me many years, decades to learn to do this, because we train. Let me rephrase that. We aren't trained to behave a certain way. We are reactive by nature. Okay, something happens and we react to it. All right, so you don't have to. I chose to train myself to take that beat. You know what I mean? It's like to stop and not immediately react. Okay, and sometimes you just can't. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just like, bam. It's like you say something, it's like, and the words are out of your mouth before you even think about it. Okay. In the instances where you can take a beat, okay, you have take that second just to evaluate. So I love texting, okay? I hate talking on the phone. I love texting because you can say something to me, and if we're having a conversation, whatever comes out of my mouth is going to come out of my mouth. I could say it and be like, why did I say that? You know what I mean? I just blurted that out, and that was not even appropriate, and it's not even what I wanted to say. But anyway, texting, you have that second to, as you're typing, it's like, wait a minute. That isn't exactly how I want to put it. A little beep, 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 beep. Go back and you redo it, okay? So yeah. So when you take that second, you have the option of deciding how you react to that. You can react to it in however way you want. Choose to be happy now. Say there are people you work with, or you hang out with, or you're friends with, or your family with, or whatever, and they just do things that push your buttons, okay? I don't think I shouldn't say that it's intentional, you know what I mean? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's just, that's the way they are, and they will say things to you that just make you want to like scream or curse or carry on. And believe me, I have been there and have done all of those things. Apologies to all those people who have had that backlash. I'm very sorry. But you have the option of, when they say those things to you that upset you, that you could stop and just evaluate. It's like, is that really about you? Does that have anything to do with you? It might not. It might be the fact that they're having a bad day. It can be that they just have a bad attitude. You know what I mean? Maybe they're just miserable by design. I don't know. That's their choice, not my choice. How I react to that is completely up to me. You know what I mean? They could be complaining and carrying on, and I could just, join in and agree with them and be dragged right down with them. Or I could say, okay, well, I can see why you feel that way, but this is how I see it, and that works for me, and, we could either talk about that, or I'm just going to go somewhere else and think about it. You know what I mean? So you have options, okay? Beyond that, you have the option to be happy in other ways. You can, come home from work, and you could be tired, and you can lounge on the couch and watch TV and eat garbage and stuff like that, and if that makes you happy, then that's okay sometimes, but sometimes you need to choose other healthier activities. So if you pick things that you enjoy doing that make you happy, you are doing two things at once. It's a twofer, okay? Exercise is supposed to be really good for raising dopamine. It's dopamine, I think. Endorphins, whatever, one of those chemicals. Apparently I didn't listen to that podcast enough. So sometimes just getting moving is enough to get that started, okay? Because I know, like, if I need to go to the store or something after work, if I don't stop on the way home, and I come home and I sit hitting that couch, bam, that's the end of it. Day over. You know what I mean? So objects and motions like to stay in motion. So maybe sometimes, you need to stay in motion. Choose to be happy. All right. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's try the weekends. Mermaids and dolphins. Why not? Why not? We're going to go for some fun. Go for some fun this week. Making a big mess. All right. Mermaids and dolphins for the weekend, because we want a nice, happy weekend. We're trying to get over this terrible, overwhelming energy. It was a rough week. It's been a rough couple weeks, right? I don't know for you, but for me, it has been. I've been, I don't know if it's like a seasonal thing or a situational thing or a combination of both. But certainly I've had some difficulty trying to manage my depression, my health, so which makes me want to just crash and make it a little worse. So I'm happy to see that spring is on its way. Heck, that groundhog. Groundhog? Yeah, the groundhog saying that we have more winter. Regardless, look at a calendar. You're going to know when winter is. Ends. So anyway, weekend. We have two cards. We have Worthiness, know that you deserve to receive good in all ways, and we have Treasure Chest, an unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you now. Now that's really interesting because, pardon me, I'm so sorry. I drink my soda, which is bad for me. At least it's caffeine free. I'm making an attempt. Okay, so Worthiness and Treasure Chest. Okay. Abundance. Let's talk about abundance. Abundance is fantastic. Okay, there's so much abundance in the world. There are people who are abundant when others are not. There are people who are struggling when others are not. And I'm not to say that is anybody's fault. And if you were born into a certain situation or what have you, certainly, I'm not going to say that that's not a thing. But let's say you are in a situation where abundance is a possibility for you, and it is for everybody. So let's just put that out there. In any one form or another, abundance is readily available to you. Okay. A lot of problems that we have is that we deal with issues of worthiness. Okay. Because of that, often we will sabotage our our like means for abundance coming towards us, you know what I mean? Be like, oh, you know, do I really deserve this? You know what I mean? You know, yeah, I work hard, but maybe they work harder, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not meant for me, or maybe, you know, something traumatic happened to you, you know, in your childhood or along the lines, and you just have like self-worth issues, okay? And I believe everybody, to a certain extent, has self-worth issues. I certainly do, and it's not, I don't believe it's anyone's fault. I don't think anyone is like, oh, you are unworthy. But certainly, I have self-worth issues that I have been working on for a long time, and thankfully, I am much, much better with that, thank God. So because when you are able to accept the fact that you are worthy, abundance comes to you more easily. All right. That's all there is to it. So there's an unforeseen windfall of abundance coming to you now. Okay. Know that you are worthy. Know that it is okay to have it. There is no, I know people like stigmatize wealth and say, you know, in the back, everybody wants to have money, everybody wants to have things, everybody wants all this stuff, and then they're like, oh, it's bad, you know what I mean? It's like you shouldn't have this, and you shouldn't have wealth is bad, and rich people are bad, and you know, that's just such a very limited perspective, you know what I mean? Abundance, if you are abundant, you have the means to share that with others, okay? Now, if you have your abundance and you hoard it and you use it for evil, if you're evil lair, that's something completely different. But, I mean, honestly, if you get a job and you're making more money and you were able to stop for coffee in the morning, you know, and you're like, oh, I shouldn't be spending money on coffee, but you love this coffee and this coffee is addictive. I know it's full of sugar and it's bad for me. But I was blessed recently that I was able to get a new job, you know what I mean? I made a little bit more money and I was able to do those things and get coffee. And, you know, not that I would do it all the time, but sometimes I could. And then, you know, there's, once in a while I would, you know, and I'm going to use the words, I go to Dunkin' Donuts, and I love Dunkin' Donuts, and I would get, this is not a plug, but everybody knows me, knows I love Dunkin' Donuts. If I'm driving through the Dunkin' Donuts where I used to be working, there were 2 or 3 young girls there who worked in the morning, and they worked so hard. And, you know, right now there's such a shortage of workers and stuff like that. And I know they have a little cup and people give their change, but honestly, I never have change because I use my card. So once in a while I would, you know, they didn't know me because there were so many people coming through. I'd be like, I'd order my coffee and I'd ask for, like, you know, a box of munchkins, you know what I mean? And then I'd go up and I'd give them the card and they would give me my drink, and I'd be like, okay, and they'd try to hand me the munchkins, and I'm like, no, they're for you, that's your breakfast. No, that's not healthy for them, but, you know, they appreciate that and they like that, you know what I mean? My daughter is a letter carrier, a mailman. We're a postal worker, we're not going to say mailman because, you know, and I'm shocked to have realized that so many people leave, you know, drinks out for them, or snacks, or things for them, and, you know, I never really thought about it, you know. And then my last job, our mailman would come in, and he was in that big metal box of a car, and it's so hot, and the one time I had a couple extra bottles of water, and I'm like, do you want a bottle of water? And he was so thankful. He's like, oh my gosh, it is so hot, and I really needed that, thank you. When you're abundant, okay, and you have the means, you are able to share that abundance with others, okay? I'm not saying these things so it's like, oh, look, she's giving stuff away, yay, she's whatever. It's not about that. It's about the fact that you are able to help others, okay? I don't know about you, but I've been in those situations. I've been, you know, that worker at Dunkin' Donuts who didn't have enough money to worry about, you know, where I was going to get food to buy groceries, you know what I mean? That was just a situation I was in at that time, and I'm very, very blessed that I'm no longer in that situation. But there are a lot of people who are. You know what I mean? And, you know, you putting $1 in their little cup of tips, you have no idea that might make a difference to somebody. You know, $1 to you might be nothing, but $1 to them, honestly, I remember we would split tips, and not, you know, this is more about me than you probably need to know, but we would split tips at the end of our shift, and we'd have this little cup, and of course people give like nickels and dimes and quarters and stuff, and like if I had like more than $1 or $2 or something like that, I would go over to Walmart and I'd buy a macaroni and cheese mix. That's what I was having for dinner. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have no idea how those things affect people, okay? So you have the means to do that. You know what I mean? if you are abundant. So welcome in abundance, welcome in worthiness. I just went on a whole tangent with that and told you way more information than I probably should have. But we learn and grow, and if my experience can help you on your experience, then by all means, there you have it. So anyway, let's look at our week. All right, so Monday we have Summer, maybe a little lightheaded, oh my God, lighthearted energy, okay? Try and not take everything so seriously. I mean, Monday's going to be a really rough day for me and my family, just because we have, we had a loss in our family, and it was super tragic, and we're not going to get into it, but if any of those family members are watching these, know that my prayers are with you, and anyway, what a loss. What a horrible loss. Heaven definitely got an angel, for sure. There's definitely one more up there now. Anyway, but if you can be lighthearted, by all means, okay? Or maybe this means that you're working on a project that's going to come to fruition in the summer. That's probably my end. Okay. Tuesday, dietary change, all right? Watch what you're eating. Try and get more water. Try and not to be dehydrated. I'm always dehydrated because I drink soda and iced tea. Yes, drink water. Try to cut down on those sugars. Try and cut down on those the refined carbohydrates and what have you. Make better choices. That's all I got. Eat a vegetable. Wednesday and Thursday, we have let go of fear and decide to be happy. Okay, face those fears, and sometimes you gotta face them head on, because they're not going away until you do something about them. Do not sit there and wait and hope that someone's gonna come and save you. I guess it's a possibility, but 9 times out of 10, you gotta just bite the bullet and do it. Okay, so face your fears. All right, get on with it, and then decide to be happy. All right, you cannot change other people's perspectives. You're not going to make everybody happy. You're not going to meet everyone's needs. Okay, you have the option to decide how you react to other people's behaviors. Okay, then on the weekend we have worthiness and treasure chest. Okay, remember that you are worthy. You are worthy of abundance. Okay, you are here for a reason. God put you here for a reason, or whoever you want to believe in, the universe, what have you, or you don't want to believe in any of that, that's fine. But you're here. You are here, and you are worthy, and you have innate worthiness just by being here. Okay? So accept your abundance. All right? Abundance is a good thing. Abundance is a good thing. All right? Not getting back into that. So that is our week. All right. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week. I hope you embrace the Pisces energy and do some daydreaming and have a little more lighthearted week. Let that heavy full moon go and all that stuff that goes with it, and start something new, something fresh. Decide to be happy. Okay. All right. It's been great talking to you. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I will see you next week. Blessings.